Hello everyone, welcome to Crash Course U.S. History, and today we're talking about the greatest American of all time, Benjamin Franklin. Ned, Benjamin Franklin wasn't that cool. That was just Diglio over-exaggerating, right? Know me from the past, this is why Diglio hated you. Benjamin Franklin actually contributed so much to each field that he entered that he has earned the title of Greatest American. Might as well start with the man's childhood. Benjamin Franklin was born January 17, 1706. He was the 15th of 17 children, so his father must have known something about those birthing gifts. He spent most of his childhood as an apprentice printer at his brother James's newspaper. One of the most popular stories written there were by a mysterious widow named Silence Dogood, who would leave letters by the print shop to be published the next day. Everyone wanted to know who this Silence Dogood was. This woman was actually Benjamin Franklin in his first false identity. James Franklin, with a horrible case of no fun at all, was outraged. Because of this and other problems he had with his brother, in 1723, Benjamin Franklin moved from Boston to Pennsylvania. There he worked as an apprentice printer until in 1730 he started publishing his own newspaper, the Pennsylvania Gazette. In 1733 he began Poor Richard's Almanac, which would become the second best-selling book in America, beaten only by the Bible. In 1730 he married Deborah Reed and had two children, Francis and Sarah. He also had an illegitimate son, William Franklin. William Franklin eventually led the Loyalists, so it only goes to show, don't have illegitimate children, or else they will literally lead a party against you. After all that money he made from Poor Richard's Almanac, he was, to quote a term from his homeland, rolling in them Benjamins. So he turned to philanthropy, and became one of the first philanthropists pretty much ever. He created the first public library, the Library Company in 1731, the first fire department, Philadelphia's Union Fire Company in 1736, the University of Pennsylvania in 1940, America's first Learned Society, the American Philosophical Society in 1743, and a hospital, Philadelphia Hospital in 1751. At some point during this time, he was probably told that you need more than 2 years of school to make major scientific contributions. Which is true, unless, of course, you're Benjamin Franklin. In 1749, he retired from business in order to concentrate on science, experiments, and inventions. Not only did he discover that lightning is electricity, but he also invented the lightning rod, the first practical use of electricity, and coined terms we use today, like battery, positive and negative charge, and conductor. He invented the heat-efficient Franklin stove, swimming fins, bifocal glasses, his own odometer, and a musical instrument, the glass harmonica. The glass harmonica sounds like this. He also discovered and mapped the Gulf Stream currents. Now it's time for the AP U.S. History document. You know the rules. I wrote down a ton of stuff during history class that I should have been writing down actual notes, but I have them here. Let's see, we have, you will never meet a Millard. If you ever meet a Millard, I will pay you $100. And of course, there's socks are prisons for the feet. Ooh, here we have, lie to women. It's not only fair game, but expected. There's the classic, you knocked over my wife. Well done. You can never forget, don't trust anyone who doesn't eat meat. Interestingly enough, Benjamin Franklin himself was a vegetarian, but he eventually learned the error of his ways. Our last Diglio quotes are, I would buy a whole lot of cocaine and use illegal drugs instead. Which are both great, of course, but I have one quote by Leanne, saying, Ronald Reagan is the devil. I need to know the context of that. After this video is over, we need to have a discussion in which we find out what Leanne was talking about. I'm not joking. That's what we're going to do. Alright, I don't have a transition. Give us a libertage.
America!
Now it's time to talk about his political contributions. Benjamin Franklin was the deputy postmaster of Pennsylvania from 1737 to 1753, and the deputy postmaster from Britain to the colonies from 1753 to 1774. He was the Pennsylvania delegate in the Albany Congress in 1754, where he proposed the Albany Plan of Union, one of the first plans for the colonies to join together. Upon returning from Britain to America in 1775, he became an important member of the Continental Congress. When Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence in 1776, it was Benjamin Franklin who edited it. Soon after signing the document, he traveled to France and became the main diplomat there, gaining their support in the American Revolution. He later helped negotiate the Treaty of Paris, ending the War of Independence with our freedom. In 1787, he joined the Constitutional Convention. Although he was 81 at the time, he made the major contribution of combining the New Jersey Plan and the Virginia Plan to create the Great Compromise. After the convention, he famously remembered George Washington's chair with a sun on it, saying, "I have often looked at that behind the president without being able to tell whether it is a rising or setting sun. But now I know that it is a rising sun." And nearing the end of his life, he became the president of the Society for Promoting the Abolition of Slavery and the Relief of Negroes Unlawfully Held in Bondage. After that, he checked off the last thing off his list and realized he had done everything there is to do for America that he could. So then, on April 17th, 1790, he passed away, never to be forgotten. Thanks for watching. Crash Course is produced and directed by me. Our script supervisor is me. Our assistant producer is also me. Our writers are me, myself, and I, and our graphics team is non-existent. And remember, we seriously need to talk about that Leanne Ronald Reagan is the devil thing. Like, what does that even mean?